Explorer ST, getting to know the features.
We start from the driver's seat. Up top we have our power door locks and the 1, 2, 3, which is your programmable seating positions for the driver. Down below, the first button in the upper left corner is to fold in the mirrors. Hit it again to fold them back out. On the upper right, that one is your child safety locks. It'll lock the back doors and prevent people from playing with the power windows. Next, we can choose our power mirrors, the left or right, and use the arrows to adjust the mirrors. Your power windows include one touch, it's express down, and one touch, express back up. You can open your rear hatch from here. The fog lamps are the center button, and here's your headlamps, which are in the A position for automatic. When it gets dark, they will come on. The steering wheel has a tilt and telescopic feature, so you can move it around where it's going to be most comfortable for you. When you've got it there, pull this lever back up. Now, one thing I would like to mention, up here you're probably seeing some flashing lights. That's not visible to the naked eye. It's infrared lights as part of the Ford Blue Cruise system and a camera that's watching you. So, on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our cruise control. When we turn that on, it will indicate here that it's set. When you're using adaptive cruise control, you can choose how far you stay behind the vehicle in front of you. So this button here, where it looks like a vehicle and lines behind it, will change going closer and farther away. So that's how far it stays behind the vehicle in front. This one, which looks like lane markings on a highway and arrows pointing in, is your lane keeping system, which is now on. Lane keeping works above 40 kilometers an hour, and when you're drifting out of the line, out from between the lines without signaling, that's when lane keeping kicks in. You can have it as an alert, which would be a vibration in the steering wheel, or an aid where it actually steers you back in to the lane. So we're not currently on the highway, so I'm going to turn my cruise control off, and we're not going anywhere that will need lane keeping, so I'm going to turn that one back off for a while. Below that, we have our stereo volume up and down, and then you can also mute the stereo. On the right-hand side, you've got a variety of buttons over here. So your voice control, answering a phone call and hanging up on a call. When the vehicle has phones paired with Bluetooth, it can display on the center screen incoming call from and the person's whose name is calling you. You can answer here or on the screen. Now, when we've got menu, OK, and back, that's referring to our main screen. So if we hit menu, we bring up main menu, and the first one says My View. So I'm going to hit the OK, and that, of course, was the My View. Now I can go up and down and change it. So there's Configure My View, there's tire pressure, trip 1, fuel economy, map view, and configure my view. So under configure my view, you're going to be choosing which of those screens are available to pull up. We hit OK, and here's where we can add or remove the screens. So comm screen, I kind of like that one. Driver assistance, map view, fuel economy. Trip 1 is good. I'll skip trip 2. I'm okay with the tire pressure. I'm going to turn that one off. Off-road, well, I'm not planning on going off-road, so I'll leave that one off for now. Temperature gauges, yeah, they can be handy. Trailer light status, I don't have a trailer hooked up, and we can check who's wearing their seat belts and who's not. So now I hit the back of screen and we're back to configure my view. This time we go to the comm screen and you'll notice several things just disappeared. So we've got our fuel gauge showing us the tank is full and it's 600 kilometers to empty, and we've got our speedometer 0 kilometers per hour. The NE is showing that we're pointed northeast at the moment, and the 25 degrees is 25 degrees Celsius. So that's basic information that is showing. Now when we go down, we have our driver assistance. So now the speedometer moved over to the right, the driver assistance little vehicle showed up in the middle, and your tachometer displayed on the left. So you can customize the display to show the information that you want displayed. Now this vehicle is the sport model of the Explorer, so the ST is our sport model. Some people will like the fact that it has paddle shifters where you can drive it like a manual transmission without a clutch. So on the right you've got your plus, you're shifting up, and on the left you've got your arrow, your minus, so you're shifting down. Also to the right we have our stock control for wipers. Go up, up 2 and it goes continuous, up 3 is a high speed. And when you pull it towards you, that's where you're squirting, and right on the end, that's your rear wiper, that little knob. So the vehicle is a push button start. So to the right of our steering column we have our engine start and stop button, foot on the brake, hit the button to start the vehicle. Now, as most vehicles today come with a nice big center screen with plenty of information, and you can pick and choose what is being displayed. So this is the home screen. We've got Google Maps. P1 is for a personal profile, add a phone, and audio is off. So when we hit P1, personalize your experience by connecting your vehicle settings, Google account, and apps to your profile. So you can set up a personal profile for each of the drivers that are going to be in the vehicle. And you can link the memory sets that we mentioned earlier. They can be locked in to your personal profile. So the memory sets, those were the buttons 1, 2, 3 over here, and once you adjust your driver's seat and your outside mirrors, you push and hold to lock in your seating positions. Now the second one, or back to the home screen. So profile setup uses your Google apps and services. Google installs app updates in and receives. Then you can add your phone. That's Bluetooth. So go to your settings and Bluetooth to add your phone. Audio would be right there. I'm not turning that on as a song will probably be playing, and then there could be copyright infringements on the video, so I'll skip that. Next one down, it looks kind of like a vehicle. So now we have more choices of things that we can do. Ambient lighting shows over here that on the doors, in the center console, and across the sides, you've got places where it can light up at nighttime. You get to choose which of these 7 colors you want it to light up. So if you hit orange, you'll notice they change on that screen. If you hit the red, if you hit blue, so it's personalized to you. This column here is how bright they go. Then if we go back a screen, now we've got hill descent control. So in hill descent control, you can lock in a speed going downhill. So instead of sitting and holding your brakes the entire time so you're not going too fast, you can lock it in with hill descent control. Where it says seats, this one is such a nice feature to have. You can adjust various parts of the chair up and down and go in and out as required with the air bladders, but here's my favorite. It's the massaging seat. You've got a choice of lower rolling, upper rolling, circular cushion, full recovery, and a relaxed recovery. So what you're seeing on the screen there is what's happening to the chair that I'm sitting in. So you might hear a little bit of a humming noise, and that's as the motor is going for that massage. So that's for the driver, and the front passenger, they can turn theirs on as well. So now I go back a screen. You've got valet mode. If you use places with valet parking, valet mode would allow you to enter a 4-digit code, and that will temporarily disable your personal settings such as your phone and navigation. When you come back out of the restaurant, you re-enter your code to reactivate those features. You can check your vehicle status, your tire pressure, and your oil life. Then we go to settings. Now under settings, you've got a whole list of things that you can customize to yourself. So your sound, your Bluetooth, your driver assistance, vehicle systems, profile, display, a bunch of them. So, driver assistance. These are some great features that are in the vehicle, and you decide which ones you want to use and which ones you don't. So usually it's a good idea to spend half an hour getting the vehicle set up to your liking. Cruise control. There's normal cruise control where you're simply setting the speed. But adaptive cruise control, you're setting the speed and the distance to stay behind the vehicle in front of you. So if you didn't realize the guy in front was going slower than you, your vehicle would, and it would slow down and keep the distance as opposed to just crashing right into him. Now, lane centering. We can turn that on, and that helps you to keep in the center of the lane. So if you're drifting, the car can take control. Lane change assists. So when you're driving with the Blue Cruise, that's hands-free driving on select highways, which would be indicated as a blue zone, and if the car says you can take your hands off, then you can do so. But you must still be paying attention and watching the road, ready to retake control at any moment. Lane change assist. In Blue Cruise, if you put the turn signal on, when it's safe to do so, the car will make a safe lane change. Activation prompts. I'm going to hit the I so you know more about it. Notifies you when Blue Cruise is available. So that's a good one to have on. You want to make sure it's available when you want to use it. Predictive speed assist. Predicts upcoming conditions, road curves, changes in speed limit, and adjusts your vehicle speed. When the speed limit changes, your speed adjusts based on the conditions and selected adjustments. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to turn that one on. So that was our cruise control. Now, next one down is speed limit assist. Speed warning. Alerts you when the vehicle exceeds the posted speed limit and selected adjustment. So if you want to know that you're going over the speed limit, you can turn that on. If you want to take your chances, you can leave that off. Lane keeping system. You've got a mode where you can select an alert, which would be a vibration in the steering wheel, an aid, where it keeps you in the lane, or both. So right now I've got it selected to both. Alert intensity. You can change how close you have to be to the line before it starts taking action. High, medium, or low. So that was our lane keeping. Then we have a pre-collision assist. The vehicle is equipped with automatic emergency braking. In certain situations, the vehicle can stop itself before you hit something. Now, like I said, at certain situations, you still need to be in control of the vehicle, but it can stop in some situations. It can give you evasive steering assist, and we do have those turned on. Rear view camera delay. Now, I'm not a fan of this one. If I've got the vehicle in reverse and the camera's on, that makes sense. When I shift out of reverse and I'm now going forward, I don't see the need to know what's going on behind me, so I leave that one off. As we scroll, there's more safety features that you can choose to use or not. I personally recommend using them all. Guess I can peel this off. Sorry about that noise. But blind spot information. When someone's in your blind spot, you shouldn't be changing lanes. It would be indicated by yellow light in the outside mirrors. Cross traffic alert. When you're backing out of a parking spot, it notifies you if a vehicle is approaching from either side. Sometimes you're between two trucks and you just can't see for yourself, so it's nice that the car can look. Reverse brake assist. So you're backing into a parking spot, the car sees something that you didn't, and it can actually stop for you. Driver alert. If the car thinks you are not paying attention, it notifies you that the vehicle detects that you are inattentive. You can do this by displaying a coffee cup in your center display. If you don't like a car telling you you're not a very good driver, leave that feature off. Like I said, it's all about safety and about keeping you safe. So that was our driver assistance. Now we're also going to set up how the vehicle. It's a pretty quiet engine, other than the massaging seat, which I'll massage and turn off. So now I won't get that humming noise. Okay. Now, it's a fairly quiet engine. Some people have been known to forget to shut it off. 30-minute max idle. If you forget, the car will shut off by itself. Rear occupant alert. It's a safety feature. If you've got little kids, if you've ever forgotten a child or a pet or anything in the back seat, it's nice to know that the vehicle can remind you to check each and every time you shut off the vehicle. But if you're a single driver or just the two of you in the front and you never have anyone in the back seat, you can choose to turn that feature off. It will remind you twice a year that it's off in case you need to make an adjustment. Sorry about that. Lighting. This vehicle is equipped with automatic high beams. When you're driving at night, the high beams will come on if there's no other cars on the road and conditions dictate. If it detects another vehicle, it'll go back to regular lighting. As I previously mentioned, the vehicle has automatic headlamps, so when it gets dark, the headlamps will come on. Now you've got to choose auto lamp delay. How long do you want the lights to stay on after you shut off the vehicle? Would you like them to go off immediately, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or a whole 2 minutes? The choice is up to you. After lighting comes easy entry exit. So we've got memory settings on the seats. Would you like your driver's seat to slide back to make it easier to get out from underneath the steering wheel? I think that's a nice feature, so I turn that on. When I shut off the vehicle, the chair slides back. When I get back in, I can hit my appropriate button, number 1, 2, or 3, and it'll go to my saved position. Key detection alert. If the engine's running and you get out of the vehicle and the key is with you, the car can give you a notification that the engine's still running and you're leaving with the key. So you can choose to turn that on or off. Remote start setup. When you have the Ford Pass app activated on the vehicle, it allows you to remote start the vehicle. You can also do this from the key fob, but you must get it set up ahead of time. So remote start is available. Climate controls, you have a choice of your last setting. So in this case, I've got the temperature to low, fan on low, and the air conditioning on. So if I shut off the vehicle, I use remote start, that's what's going to come on. Or I can go to automatic settings, and it's cold out, so the heat's going to come on kind of thing, or hot out and the cold's going to come on. Seats and steering wheel, same thing. And down here with the one that looks like a little chair, when you push it, you've got cooling seats is blue, heated seats are red, and then the steering wheel can be heated as well for winter time. If you use remote start, how long do you want the engine to run for? You can choose 5, 10, or 15 minutes. After that comes windows. On a hot day, the vehicle is sitting out in the hot sun, it's heating up inside the vehicle. From your key fob, you can push the unlock twice and hold it, and your windows will open up. So if you want to be able to do that, you would turn that feature on. If you don't think it's important, you can leave it off. After windows comes wipers. So this vehicle does have rain sensing wipers. Now we mentioned it's the stock control here to the right. Now in the bottom position, that's off. Up one is your rain sensing. So I put it there. If it starts raining, the wipers will go on. Rear wiper on when in reverse. So if the front wipers are going and you put the vehicle in reverse, then the rear one will start going. Courtesy wipe. You can squirt the window by pulling it towards you. The wipers are going to go across. Courtesy would be a couple seconds later for go again for any residual fluid. Power lift gate. So power is on. You can open it by touching the button next to the steering wheel. You can do it from the fob. You can do it from the back of the vehicle. Then we have our locks. Down here, remote unlock. Would you like all the doors to open, or would you like just the driver door to open? And then if you have people with you, push the button a second time to open the remaining doors. The choice, once again, is up to you. And that was our your door locks. After locks comes mirrors. And good news, they are set up for auto fold. So when I shut off the vehicle, I get out, I lock the doors, the mirrors are going to automatically fold in. It allows other people to get by your vehicle. Now back to settings. So we've gone driver assistance, we've gone through the vehicle, under system. Obviously we've been speaking in English, so that's the language of choice. But you do have Spanish and French. Temperature can be Celsius or Fahrenheit. Measurement can be kilometers or miles. Tire pressure can be pounds per square inch. Under time, so you can use the 24-hour format if you prefer the military clock or AM, PM. And that was your system. Under profile, you can add a second person or a third. Under display, you can change the mode, you can change the theme. So it's your background, you want it blue, copper, or green. So it's changing the theme. Choice is up to you, and when I change that on our main screen, you'll see by the tachometer, you've got the copper. I hit it again, now it's green. I hit it one more time, and now it's changing to blue. So you choose your background colors, and that's kind of our theme. Com screen, if you hit that, it's Tuesday, July 8th, 2025, and it's 6:49. So it's very basic information. That was under display. And under settings, we can go down to assistant and voice, location, notifications. So once again, it's all about providing the information that's important to you. Now when we go down to the 6 dots, this is pretty much everything that's in the vehicle. Your Google Maps, your Play Store, your Google Assistant, your phone, your AM, your FM, your Sirius XM, your Bluetooth audio messaging, CarPlay, Android Auto, towing, hotspot, owner's manual is built right in, software updates. There's no updates available for your vehicle at this time. Hey, that's good news. And you can even watch YouTube when you're in park. You can play games on the screen. So once again, it's all about how you want to use your vehicle. Across the bottom, you've got your temperature for your driver and for your passenger, your heated and cooling seats for your driver and passenger, your fan speed, where the air is going to be flowing. So do you want it on the windshield, through the panel vents, on the feet? Maximum AC, do you want the air recirculating? So it's all about you and where you want, what information you want displayed. As we go down a little bit lower, we've got our volume for your stereo, the auto stop start override switch. The P with 2 lines next to it is parking chimes. So if you've got a trailer hooked up to the vehicle, you want to shut that off because you don't want them going off just because you have something within 6 feet behind you. Your 4-way flashers, you can turn on the cameras. So there's what's in front of us, and here's our 360-degree view, so you can see what's all the way around. Then we have traction control off, an auto hold on the brakes. You stop the vehicle, it'll hold the brakes until you touch the accelerator pedal. Your shifter is a twist dial. Your parking brake is electronic, and down in the center we have our drive modes. As you twist this, it displays in our center screen. There's wet, slippery, and icy. Go back the other way. We've got efficient driving or eco, a sport mode for spirited on-road driving. We've got a tow haul. And I'll go back to normal. The sun is shining, skies are blue, so we really don't need the slippery mode right now. This has been an introduction to the 2025 Ford Explorer ST. I hope you enjoy your vehicle. I'm Jim Brickell from Ed Learn Ford.